Hey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to All Burgundy Gold Errything, powered by the Urban Sports Team and Fox Sports Radio 96.9 FM and 1340 AM. I'm your host, Glenn Thomas. Along with me is Bowie TV's very own Candi.
Hey, how are you?
I'm
Happy
doing well,
Friday.
doing well. Hey, doing well. All is well. Today has been a busy day for the Washington Commanders, been a busy day around the NFL league. The Washington Commanders have made some major moves today, and we want to be able to discuss all those major moves tonight that the Washington Commanders made. We got $100 million defensive end in Washington. We got a $60 million extension as well. So let's talk about this tonight. Candi, the Washington Commanders and Adam Peters made a big move today. They signed a defensive end. Help me out again. Odawaye.
Odafe Owe.
Odafe Owe today.
Mhm.
If you know about Odafe Owe, he came from the Baltimore Ravens, was traded last year from the Ravens to the Chargers. The Chargers, now he is a Washington Commanders, and he's your deal. $100 million deal with the Washington Commanders today. Your thoughts on this deal?
I mean, he was one of the players that had been discussed about being a potential fit in this Durante Jones led defense, and I mean, obviously the team felt strongly about it. I was starting to think maybe it was an opportunity for him to go back to the Ravens since he did so well with now Ravens head coach Jesse Minter. He definitely was every week. And even when I went back and watched some things from him, it was definitely like, okay, he did better and better each and every week. He excelled there. So you definitely saw all that he can do. I mean, coming out of college in the combine, I mean, he's fast. He was, all the things from an athleticism perspective that you would want to see. And he's continued to do that. He had a little bit of a lull, a little bit of a quiet time with the Ravens, but he still had value, hence why he was traded to the Chargers and did well there. And now he's with the Washington Commanders. It will be interesting to see who else they add from the position. Use your clues. But so far, so good on day one.
Yeah, it's not bad day so far, so good on day one. If you have not heard, they also re-signed Dietrich Wise. I think that happened yesterday evening. Dietrich Wise is also signed. I had re-signed with the Washington Commanders. If you remember, Dietrich Wise tore his quadricep last year, and in the second game of the season and did not play. So you have a returning Dietrich Wise to add to this defensive line. I like this. I'm glad that the Washington Commanders have been looking to get veterans, right? And when I say veterans, getting a veteran in a edge rusher. We know this upcoming draft, we get to it later, has a lot of edge rushers in there. But by getting a veteran now, that you can go in a later round and get another younger edge rusher to learn behind some of the veterans that will play, that will play consistently. Because you don't pay $100 million for somebody to sit on the bench. Also, we come here. We got George Templeton in today. George, what's going on, George? How are you doing today?
Before I say that, we do have to show one thing. We have to say, hello, Mama Waller.
Hey,
We
Mama.
gotta say hello to her first.
Yes.
Since she's here.
Yes,
and she's supporting
her. Yeah, I'm not talking to her. It's free agency. So yes, I've talked to her long enough to say I'm going on the show. So just pop in whatever you can.
I was gonna say, you probably barely had any time to eat, sleep, or brush your teeth or anything. I know you've been burning the candle at both ends this last couple days and next couple days, Miss Candi Waller. I know it.
It will be a long one this week.
Yes, no. But I'm good. I'm going to do a little shameless self-promotion at the very end of this video to explain why I was late. And I'm just glad to be here, and I'm glad I'm not too late, and I haven't missed any of the gold that we're going to be blessed with by Candi Waller, because this has been an interesting day. And I know, at least from some of the things I was seeing on social media, a lot of people, I think, were not too happy to start seeing some of the big names go off that Washington was allegedly in on. There was one in particular I was a little disappointed that we didn't get over the line, but I'm kind of excited about Odafe Owe.
Yeah, I think Odafe Owe, even some of the names that we saw go off, we'll talk about those names a little bit later. Some of the names that we wanted to get, right? I think one of the biggest names most people wanted to get was Kenneth Walker, right? It was one of the names that people wanted to see, the fans wanted to see come here to Washington. Another one is Pierce, the wide receiver for the Indianapolis Colts, who re-signed with the Colts. Another one, there has been some talks about, likely maybe coming to driving down 95 or 495 coming to Washington, D.C. as well. But he goes to the New York Giants, stays in the division, goes to the division to the New York Giants. But those are some of the names that Washington Commanders were looking to have. But we did, I thought the Washington Commanders today, day one, Adam Peters and Dan Quinn, I think they did what they needed to do. They locked up, again, you locked up an edge rusher, which you needed to lock up, right? You needed to get an edge rusher. And then you paid gave Larry Tunsil an extension, $60 million worth of extension to make sure that Jaden Daniels, your franchise quarterback, is protected for a long term. So I think, when we talk about the other players that came in well, but I think those two, in my opinion, right, were the two biggest moves of the day, because you had to make sure that you had an edge rusher and you had to make sure that your offensive lineman stayed, that you could protect Jaden Daniels. Your guys' thoughts?
I mean, well, yeah, I actually gave the signal, the usual clue yesterday in terms of, hey, I just enjoyed watching Laramie Tunsil's IG story. If you haven't seen it, I think you should go and watch it. All right, have a good evening. Like, go and look at it. Laramie Tunsil represents himself. So that was the use your clues. This will be locked in. And so when it was official today, I think it was the news that everybody was anticipating and wanted to officially hear publicly. Adam Peters has not missed his words when he talks about how pleased they have all been. No one has, right? Cliff Kingsbury sung his praises, Dan Quinn, the team, everybody has sung Laramie's praises. And rightfully so. When Adam Peters even made the comment of, feeling some type of way, basically, that he didn't make the Pro Bowl. I reposted that quote today as well, directly from Adam Peters at the exit press conference. So I think between that and him being very public and open about learning from the Terry McLaurin situation last summer. So I'm like, they're going to lock Laramie in. We asked, there's some questions asked at Combine. They were going to lock Laramie in. And so they did. And I think that was something that made everybody happy.
I think so too. I think that's what you need to do. I think it makes you makes your offensive line happy. It makes your quarterback happy. It makes your new offensive coordinator happy, right? Because your new offensive coordinator, now he knows that he has that bookend left tackle, that guy that's going to be there consistently. Tunsil missed a couple games towards the end of the season last year, but I think the Commanders actually, believe it, if I'm not mistaken, they shut him down towards the end of the year. But again, he was consistent and he played majority, over 90% of the snaps last year in offense, and you could tell when he was out of the game. Right? You could tell when he had to leave the game because he was consistent, and that's what you need. You need that consistent the tackle. He's that consistent tackle. He's that consistent guy. And again, I believe he's worth the money, right? Let's be honest. Let's be here. Today's money day, right? We're talking about money. He is worth every dollar and every cent that the Washington Commanders offer him. I don't think they overpaid for him, because you have to pay for good talent in this league. And Washington has money. Let's be honest. Washington has money to spend, and Larry Tunsil was a good investment.
And two things about Tunsil. First, he was in town, I think, for a Wizards game last week. And I know that's when the speculation started among us that, he must be signing. He must be signing any day now, because I don't think he lives in the area in the off season. And if he's at a Wizards game and he's getting on the screen and waving to everybody, that was sort of the thing that got all of us excited about it.
The fact that he was at the Wizards game.
Yeah. I want to ask about Tyler Linderbaum for a moment, because when they cut Biotish, at least in my mind, I went right to Linderbaum and said they must be going after him. Now, I thought it was interesting that the Tunsil thing was announced right after some of these big names that they took a swing and missed at. Then we get the Tunsil extension. Did the Tunsil extension prevent them from making a bigger bid for Tyler Linderbaum? Were they really serious about signing him at all? Or did they try, but they kind of knew it wasn't going to happen? Like, what was the situation around that in your view?
They're two separate situations. And so they knew, they have money. So Laramie was given. Tyler Linderbaum ended up getting $27 million a year. So unless you were paying $27 million a year for Tyler Linderbaum, he didn't go back to Baltimore, right? Like, that was a lot. That's a lot of money. And the Raiders got it. They had a lot of money. And so, a lot of teams lost. I mean, I think that's the other thing that, the highest the highest bidders are winning. And so that paid 27. I mean, the Raiders did. The Raiders paid $27 million for a year for 3 years. I think from the Ravens, I think it might have been 20 million over a year over 4 years. So of course you just got to do that easy math. That's more money, up front for 27 million for 3. Right. And so they just weren't paying more than that. And I can't imagine. I don't know how much the Commanders offered, but hey, the Raiders, $27 million. So who's beating that? Like,
that's fair and good for the Raiders. I actually think the Raiders did really well today. So good for the Raiders.
They absolutely.
I think they overpaid for a center. I'm sorry.
I mean, it's $27 million a year. For 3 years, that's a lot. I mean, he's now the highest paid center, I think, in history, right? Isn't he?
Yeah.
He's the highest paid center in history. I don't know if you're doing that. I mean, he's Pro Bowl. I anticipated. I know that. I mean, that was something that was said at the combine, right? When Eric DeCosta put it right out there, we've set the market, right? And they did, but there were teams ready to go over that 20 million. They weren't one of those teams. The Commander. I mean, somebody was going to pay it because. Crazy enough, these teams need centers. So, surprise, surprise. It's so, yeah, when Tyler Biotish was released that Thursday night, when the news came out that he was released, then it was like, okay, folks are all in on Tyler Linderbaum. And not only that, there's good centers in the draft.
Mm-hmm.
There's still a couple left out here, but there's some left there's plenty in the draft.
Here we go. I want to give a shout out to Thomas Carter for the super chat. Thomas, thank you for the super chat question. So excited. You see the Commanders get a DN and the corner, both players signed and definitely younger and faster. We did overpay and we still can hope fully get a tight end and add some depth. The question for you, Thomas, where do you think we overpaid at? Because you said we did overpay. What position do you think we overpaid at? Did we overpay at the DN or did we overpay at the corner position? Just a question.
Yeah, I think I saw Paul's question, or I don't know. You might have starred some. He asked me about Tim Settle. Yes, I was covering the team with Tim Settle. I know we're gonna get to Tim in a minute, but yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I remember that was in 16, 17.
No,
it was before the pandemic. 18 before the pandemic.
19, yep.
18, 19 before the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So I saw somebody on Twitter talking about Tim Settle as a nose tackle. What do you think of that?
Potentially, I mean, he's versatile. One thing that I think, especially when it comes to Amik and Tim, when you got pieces that are versatile, you can use them in multiple ways. I think one of the things that we talked about at the end of the season was that I didn't think there was enough conversation about the interior of the line, the defensive line.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, we got to talk a little bit more about that. Because I think it wasn't being discussed enough. What this lets me know is that my eyes, nor the film was deceiving anybody, and that they recognize there needs to be a little bit more a little bit more versatility, a little bit more chaos and things happening in the middle of that line. And in that interior, that role that we maybe thought that Javon Kinlaw could potentially play. Tim Settle can do that. He's an excellent rotational player. A lot of people probably saw more from him when he was with the Buffalo Bills, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think when he was here, you saw those glimpses, but at the time, you just weren't able to get all that I think the team could have out of him. I think this regime will absolutely maximize him to his full potential. And they gave him a good contract as well. So this is a piece of the team. Everybody knows he's familiar with the area. So if you still got some Tim Settle jerseys, go ahead and dust them off. And so I think that was very good. I think that was very good. One of the things that I always am now trying to say, even to myself, is when you see a move, did the team get better?
Yeah.
Did the team get better? And they absolutely, they did. Hey, they can stand to get better. If you can say yes, then it was a good day.
Real quick, Thomas Carter said he was a typo. We didn't overpay. We didn't overpay.
No, did not.
We didn't overpay. I want to talk about Tim Settles a little bit real quick because, he's coming from Houston, right? He's coming from D'Amico Ryan. We went to Houston, coming from Houston.
Mm-hmm.
I think sometimes players need to leave Washington to learn how to play football. I'm not trying to be funny.
Yeah, depending on when
Sometimes you
they
need
were
to,
here, absolutely.
depending on when you was here, look at when he was here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Look at when he was here. He needed to leave. This organization was in shambles when he was here. This organization was in a mess when he was here.
It was terrible. Yep.
It was terrible. So he left to learn how to a winning culture. Let's not forget that where he came from is a top 10, top tier defense, right? He's coming back to Washington as a leader, coming back to Washington as a veteran. He'll come back to Washington knowing how it used to be, and now he's bringing something else that he learned with a top tier defense. So, and now he's getting money too, right? Let's not forget that. He's coming back with more money. So now he's coming back as an established player who has a kind of a chip on his shoulder a little bit, if you want to think about it. And now he's playing in this defense right here is going to be more energetic, more vibrant. And if you put him down at the nose position, which all he has to do is wreak havoc, and he's rotating, now you have a player that has a good sense of what he needs to do. And if you mix a Kinlaw in there, if you mix a Deron Payne, who those three guys can all be interchangeable. One thing I like about the D line right now is that everybody on the D line can play every position if you look at it in this defense. So therefore, it makes an offensive coordinator have to game plan who's playing nose, because when you play the 3-4 defense, you have to account for the nose. So who's playing nose this week? And we've seen when you have some dominant nose in the league, when you talk about Vince Wilfork, and you talk about Tony Saragusa, what teams can do when you have a dominant nose that can help your linebackers and stuff out. So,
when Tim Settle left here, I immediately saw the difference. I really did. And then, like you said, then he went over, went down to Houston. I immediately saw it. I said, well, he could have done that here, but you could have, but you didn't have what you needed in order to get that out of him. I mean, that is very real. That is very real. And so he comes back as a very solid, very good piece of exactly that. Versatility is a real thing, especially at the lines of scrimmage. Especially at the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball, but definitely for this defensive line, they're gonna need it. And remember, I said put it on a shirt. Coach Jones already told you, because he's not interested. It don't matter where they line up; is how they wind up. Okay, and so as long as there is chaos and destruction happening at that line toward the opponent, that's what they want. It starts from up front before you even get to levels 2 and 3.
A good point, Deluxe. I mean, Deluxe says this: Settles were good here. He gained experience, but didn't need to leave to get that.
He was a third day 3 pick, wasn't he? Wasn't he like round 5 or 6? Or am I messing up on that?
But I think it helps. I think to Glenn's point, he did need to leave. He did need to leave. It's not. I mean, you think about where he went. You know what I mean? And not because those teams came away with Super Bowls or anything like that. It's just preparing in May for playoff football is very different than what was transpiring in Ashburn during that time.
It's very true. That is very true.
Is as nice as possible about that. These teams are preparing when they get back, they're preparing for the long haul. And he understands that, especially with the caliber of staff and teammates that he has. So he's going to know what's required at that line of scrimmage, like for real. He's not going to have to be convinced of what it is. You're going to understand what that line of fire really feels like, especially coming from Houston now, but I think he felt it, I'm sure he learned a lot with Buffalo. You're going to play in that weather. They play inside in Houston, but it's outside, because I remember one of the first things Laramie Tunsil said to me when he and I first started talking, I was complaining about how hot it was outside. He was like, girl, it's not that hot out here. And I was like, what? Are you crazy? He was like, from Houston. Then we just came from Houston to be outside, what? And I was like, oh yeah. good point. And so it's just like I was miserable, and he was like, "What is wrong with you? This is not that bad." So, those things matter. The elements do matter. Just saying. So, in the wanting to win, knowing how to win, and staying in it for 60 minutes, all that stuff matters.
I had to put the Gear Cell comment up because, as usual, Gear Cell's coming with the comedy, talking about going from fish grease to olive oil. I don't know what that would taste like, Gear Cell. But I did that because I wanted to ask about some of the other players that we were in on and didn't sign.
Mm-hmm.
I know my heart sunk a little bit when Linderbaum and Pierce didn't come here because I thought we were heavily in on both, and it sounds like we were really close with Pierce. But what about this comment from I Am Black Mall, who wanted Kenneth Walker III, and he does not like the idea of taking Jeremiah Love at 7. What do you reckon on that?
Real quick. So Devin Lloyd is going to the Panthers. I was trying to read. Y'all gonna have to listen. Y'all gonna have to end up putting up with me with these glasses. I try not to do shows with glasses on.
That's all right. As long as you don't lose them, you need your cheaters.
I'm like, okay, I saw Devin Lloyd, Panthers. So the Panthers are beating people. They got money too. They are beating people out.
Yeah,
Devin
they
Lloyd,
are.
Not Devin Lloyd. The Panthers are, because was it Jalen Phillips? Can't get yourself together.
Yes.
They're beating people out. The highest bidder is winning. So it's not, and I want to say that because I think that is very, very such an important point, because I don't want people to think, oh, the Commander's not trying. This is that and the third. Listen, players have a choice. Okay, they have a choice. The Commanders are one team of 32, and they don't have the most money, right? They just don't. They have a lot, but they don't have the most. And you're seeing teams with money spend and give. With the Raiders trading Max Crosby, you're seeing things happening. And, Devin Lloyd is now, that was who I was waiting on. Where is he going to go? And I've been saying all day, but like the highest bidder is going to win these guys. The highest bidder, especially if they're coming off their rookie contracts, they're going to go to whoever's paying them the most. It's going back to Tyler Linderbaum. I would absolutely think that he would want to stay in Baltimore, because who doesn't know what type of time Baltimore is on right now, right?
Correct.
$27 million a year as a center. Viva Las Vegas, okay?
Viva Las Vegas.
It is what it is.
And
I'm glad that the Commanders didn't do that. Now, Kenneth Walker, here's what I'll say. I think we kind of talked about this earlier offline. I said, well, that could mean that Kansas City is out of the Jeremiah Love sweepstakes. Okay? Yeah. So go wherever. See you, Kenneth. I'm actually I'm surprised Seattle. Hey, money talks. We know what type of time. That was also a team, the Chiefs. I said, everyone should know that the Chiefs are going to be, they're going to be active, right? They're going to be active, and it's just is what that is. And so as soon as I saw that happen, I said, oh, we know what type of time. The Kansas City Chiefs have rejoined us. They have rejoined us. They're back. They re-signed Travis Kelce. So no, I mean, these teams are good. They have his history, and I'm not surprised at all about Kenneth Walker. I feel like y'all asking about somebody else.
Not at all, because you got to realize this. You got to understand, Eric Bieniemy is back in Kansas City.
Absolutely.
What does Eric Bieniemy like to do? He likes to run the football. He likes everything to set up on football. And you also got to remember this. Kansas City maybe at the beginning of the season will not have, right? It will not have Patrick Mahomes at the beginning. Right? At the beginning of the season. So you have to be able to have something else to run to do with the football, because you don't have your marquee quarterback in the sign Travis Kelce to a 1-year deal for, I think, it's worth $12 million for Travis Kelce is key for that Kansas City team as well. So one of the things that's good, but also reason I think Washington, if you sign a Kenneth Walker here in Washington, what does that say to the rest of your backs that's here in Washington?
Well, I'll share with you all that we'll see what happens to that position, but it is known that Bill needs help. Bill needs to get some help. So if they're not active in free agency at their role, or they re-sign someone else, they're absolutely going to draft somebody, and I'll let that sit there.
Yeah, but when I get to the help part, do you need enough help on the offensive side of the ball to draft Jeremiah Love at 7 or do you need enough help on the defensive side of the ball where you was worse at than the offensive side of the ball? And do you go defense at 7? And I think that's the question. If Jeremiah Love is on the board at 7, are you going defensively or are you going offensively? Because can this team put up a lot enough points? If you can put up a lot of points, but you can't stop nobody, then we have a problem.
So you know what's so interesting about this offseason? You know, in Coach Jones's press conference, he named all of the players under contract, and it just feels like from both sides of the ball that there's this feeling that the players weren't used effectively. Now,
I'm in victory.
I agree with that, but I agree. However, right, offensively, absolutely 1000% yes, because we've talked about that so much on this show, right? I would go on and on and on about the run game and underutilization of tight ends at times, you know, the tight ends, the group, not just Zach, but the entire group. And you all know I was just beating it down about the run game, right? Because especially when they were like the healthiest group and they were being underutilized. But defensively, I was like, oh, okay. So it sounds like it was more schematics. Sure. And we've talked through the players or positions. I thought that yes, right, for sure. But that's not all. No. So I'm still going to talk about the safety position. I think that is a position that is flying under the radar.
But that's why you got Caleb Downs. That's
all I'm saying.
That's all. And that's all I'm saying too. Because when you look at it, because it's not what this team. Everybody talk about this team players, and I understand people not being in the right spot or positions, but you didn't have any depth on this team. And when players went down like they went down last year, there was nobody to fill in for the player that went down, and it was a big drop off. So this is where you're supposed to start building up your depth, your younger guys or the guys that need to play. So if that knock on wood, whatever you want to believe, knock on, if that injury bug hits you again, you have people behind the people that you want to play to come and fill in. And this is the draft for the keys that the Washington needs. I want to put Coach's comment up there real quick because Coach gets it a little bit because this is what Washington has. You know, you have your edge, you got your edge rusher, you have your nose tackle, you got your nickel, right, with smart move, but you still need a tight end, you still need an inside linebacker, you still need the safety, which are still huge needs. And then you have it, and you have an inside linebacker that you probably can get at 7. You got a safety who will probably still be there at 7. So that's the question I'm on, you know. So you don't need you can manage, in my opinion, right? Just my opinion. I think you can manage with a Bill or Chris Rodriguez, final veteran quarterback in this offense, that you can still manage. You may not have. Let's not forget, Bill did have 700 yards last year. It didn't play every game, and I get that, right? Chris Rodriguez did well at the end of the season. You have what's my other dude, McNichols. I think that 3, adding one more, you can survive if you went on the defensive side of the ball, and you won't lose, and you won't lose anything. You won't lose anything offensively. You don't need the big home run hitter on offense for this team to win, because the year that they went 12-5, who was the home run hitter, George? You didn't have a home run hitter. You didn't have a guy.
Terry McLaurin was a home run hitter,
but he wasn't a running back. I'm talking about running back.
Wait a minute, hold it. Part of the problem Jaden had last year is he did not have enough help. We all want to acknowledge that. Yes, we like Bill. In some cases, we love Bill. They weren't used right. They weren't used correctly. You're right about that, Candi. Other people in chat are right about that. But you look at this wide receiver room right now, it's not enough. And Brandon Ayuk, if they do sign him, that is a fling at the roulette wheel. You don't know if that's going to hit or not. You have no idea how he's going to come back from this injury. So I'm not just you're talking about Love at 7, which Love at 7 at this point would not bother me compared to, say, a month or 2 months ago. I wouldn't be bothered with them taking a wide receiver in round 1, quite honestly. depending on how the board falls. Because this wide receiver room is not good right now, except for Terry McLaurin. We got nothing but questions. Debo, I don't think is going to be back. It sounds like to me. Ayuk, you're going to get for a song, which is all right, but he might not have it anymore. Plus the fact, let's face it, the way he kind of acted the last year in Miami kind of puts me off a little bit. Biggest problem we had, or one of the biggest problems we had last year, is we counted on Noah Brown, and Noah Brown was hurt. And I just don't think we can do that to JD5 again.
One of the things you're bringing up, George, is Matt Gay got a job. Okay, that's good. Good for him. It's live stuff. That's
right. Okay. We love it. I love it.
I gotta do better. I'm not gonna make comments like that anymore. The Raiders signed him. It made me lose my train of thought, actually.
Yeah. No, you said I was bringing stuff up.
George, what you were just saying about injuries. So, yes, okay. Mm-hmm. One of the things that I've been asking about is, and this is a question for you all, right? While we're just talking about this, is the bringing in injured players experiment over?
It should be.
Like, it should be.
Yeah.
I agree. It should be. So with that being said, right, it's kind of like, I mean, there are still options out there that I've heard. Jawan Jennings, Romeo Dobbs, that has been a thing, because I'm going to take you all back to Combine when I did ask Adam about the wide receiver room. And at the very end, he waited right to the very end. He kind of looked at me. We do know that's a room we need to add to. They do. We didn't really talk about Alec Pierce, and they were in on Alec Pierce. And my thing is, yes, he's like 4 or 5 years younger than Terry. But if you pay him more, potentially than Terry, I mean, this a little, okay. All right. But it didn't happen. Right, going back to highest bidder, he's staying in Indianapolis, but they were absolutely in on it, right? And so now it remains to be seen: is it Dobbs? Is it Jawan Jennings? Who else could it be? Does it end up being Debo coming back? But is that even still enough? I don't think so. You still need one other person. Now, of course, it's this goes back to, because I see Paul's comment, and I was even wondering for that amount of money, I'm like, wow, whoa, they were really, I knew they were, but that's a room they need to add to. I know because he confirmed it, but also, are you paying for that? And does that make you think any differently about how they view the wide receiver room currently? Right. And that's what I went to think about. Like they're acknowledging they need to add to the room, but you're going to spend that much money on Alec Pierce. Okay. All right. I don't cut checks. So, but that was still interesting to me. I knew that, but not necessarily about the money. And I was like, oh, okay. Because for me, it was like, well, if you were going to pay that, I mean, no shade or nothing. I mean, I'm not saying that Alex and Debo Samuel or any of this. So I'm not saying that, but I will still go down, and I want to go down in history. One of the things that I said is I will always feel like we got robbed. Nobody got the opportunity to really see a healthy Jaden, a healthy Terry, and a healthy Debo, and all that Debo could have done has truly been used as a Swiss Army knife, right? Because we didn't get to see that due to the injuries. And so that was very interesting to see the numbers start to come out. Is one thing to go after. We know all that. But just, the whole numbers, I was like, whoa, I don't know if that's going to go over well. Okay. And so that remains to be seen. That's a room they're going to add to. Absolutely. They're going to Bill needs some help is what I will leave you with.
Yeah.
Who that helped? And to add to that point, to add to your point, I want to go back on something Glenn said, because Glenn said yes, we can get by with Bill, being one of our running backs, and Chris Rodriguez. We can get by, yes. But are we going to get to the offense that we need to have with those two guys? Because look, everybody knows where I've been standing for a long time on this. I've wanted Downs at 7 for a while, or to really trade back. But Jeremiah Love is who he is, and he is a potential game changer on offense. And there's been a lot of interesting comments in here. I am K the King, and I've said this other places. I know I'm throwing shade at Rachaad White saying this, but he's about the best running back left at this point. If that's what we're reaching for to help this running back room, then I would rather draft Jeremiah Love at this point.
Well, you got Aaron Jones.
That's where I am at.
Let's not forget you got Aaron Jones still out there. Aaron Jones Sr. Aaron Jones is still out there for Minnesota. Ladies play for Minnesota. He's still out there. Was a decent running back a couple years ago. So he's not there. So he's out there. So that's one that you can look at and go to.
So
if you need,
there's a lot of people talking about tight end, and that was something that I had posted about. This is a big year for the 2024 draft class. All of them. No one is off the hook. Okay? And when Adam Peters was asked about the tight end room, and I mentioned this on Twitter, and people started going off, and I'm like, if people just read the tweet, then so Adam Peters was clear. They're happy with their tight end room, and the door is open for Zach Ertz to come back. Now, what I said was, however, Isaiah likely is up the street. Here's the thing that I want to remind everybody. They do have 4 tight ends, you all. Without Zach.
Correct.
Not one of them is reliable at this point, though.
Well, we don't know.
Because we haven't seen
the coordinator change. The coordinators change, right? Because here's the reality between John Bates, Ben Sinnott, right? Colson Yankoff, and Lawrence Cager. I mean, he literally named them. I believe they're going to get a tight end. Let me be clear on that. I know. I mean, of course, right? They're going to get somebody.
Kyle Pitts is still out there. Just want to put that out there.
Well, no, he's franchise.
I thought he was tagged.
He's tagged. Oh, he's tagged. They tagged.
Yeah, he's tagged. So no, he ain't.
No,
right. Same with Breece Hall. He was tagged too, or I think he might be getting his picture in Commander colors today.
David Njoku is out there,
and so he's still out there. The Titans, and one of the Titans beat reporters, Mike Patton, is on now, and so one of the tight ends, he can help us out with from the Titans, is available as well.
Chig, I'm forgetting his last name. Okonkwo?
Yeah, he's
Okonkwo's
still out there.
Chig is still
There's
out
quite
there.
a lot of people I follow on Twitter that want him in Washington.
And so, and that would be great. But here's the thing. Any one of them are just fine. They're just fine. They're just fine. But
Correct.
Ben Sinnott was drafted very high.
Yes, he was.
To not be playing in year 3. So all I'm saying is, in a perfect world, you would think that whether the door was open for Zach Ertz or not, you would think that in a perfect world, who they have now should be just fine at tight end.
But Candi, it goes back.
Problem that it's not.
But it goes back to what we said a couple podcasts ago, a couple episodes ago. It is about development. Why have these guys have not developed to this point? Well, you have 4 guys and none of them are developed to be the next guy. That's the bottom line. That's where it goes to. You still talking about bringing Zach Ertz back, who probably won't come back till the end of the season because of his injury.
Oh, no, he'll be back. He'll be back.
Yeah.
He'll be back.
He won't be not at the start. I don't think he'll be back at the start. If he's back at the start
that way,
okay. He's on some. Well, I'm gonna leave that comment to myself.
He's got what is out here now for professional athletes to get better is just not what we got in CVS down the street. It's just
Oh no, I know. When you put in the work,
but I mean, what is he going to be coming off an injury like this at 37 or 8 or whatever it is?
Well, I mean, right. You might be surprised, but he wouldn't have been in this year. The point is, in this year, he shouldn't have been reliable. You know what I mean? Like,
but I feel embarrassed. If I'm one of the other 4 tight ends and Zach Ertz comes in to take my job, I'll be embarrassed. I'll be highly upset. The younger guy who should have been developed shouldn't have a 37-year-old coming in and taking a position. The 37-year-old. Come on.
Just put it in perspective. There's 4.
And you put them together, you probably get one good one.
4, and they're still like, we got to bring a tight end in. Why? That's the problem.
Because one's a good blocker, right?
Right?
One's a really good blocker. Yes.
They have different skill sets, and there's not one complete tight end, right? Even if one of them had 2 out of the 4 skill sets that you need as a tight end, it would have been better, right? Yankov does have some breakaway speed a little bit. We saw that a couple times, right? But blocking, he needs some help on, right? So again, Ben Stinnett, he goes missing in games sometimes, right? Let's be honest. There's some times where you like, where's Ben at, right? So again, if they have different skill sets, but it's this regime, this offensive coordinator, because it's a new offensive coordinator. Let's wipe the slate. New regime, new offensive coordinator has to get something better out of these 4 tight ends. But all 4 are not going to make this roster. Somebody's gone. I don't think they keep 4 tight ends. Somebody's gone.
I mean, they got 3, and then Lawrence Cager Lawrence ended up getting pulled up though once Zach got hurt. So, and he was on the practice squad all that.
So that makes 5. When you put Zach in it, it makes 5.
That's what I'm saying. That's a problem. That room, if you really want to think about it, this should not be a conversation. No. Adding to that room. Now, should they? Yes. However, the point of the conversation and what we're talking about here, I think, right, the 3 of us, is the fact that there's 4 and we're still like, you got to go get a tight end. That's bad. In year 3 of this regime. And these 3 out of the 4 been here. They've been here the whole time.
It was drafted by this regime.
So what are we doing? Colson was an undrafted player and made the roster. Ben Sinnott was drafted here. So we got to keep your eyes there because they do need to add. But the underlying question is, but why? Keep your eyes there. And please keep your eyes on left guard and center.
Yes. Well, the Biage thing still confuses me because if we didn't get Linderbaum, what are we going to do there? But I'm gonna trust that what you're saying is right because a lot of what you say is right on that. There's a lot of frustration in the chat, and I want to put this comment up to get your reaction to it.
Okay.
Because I think I think Daniel Pitts' comment here kind of crystallizes some of the frustration I'm seeing in the chat. Where are you guys on this? Because of course there's still a lot of days to go. We're not even to the place where you can actually officially sign people. But I think the fact that we've missed on some big names, we haven't seen a tight end yet. Their wide receivers a question. Do you think the criticism is fair of Adam Peters at this point?
No, I don't. Because what went wrong today is day one. So I'm like, well, what went wrong? What happened? You know what I mean? What do you want somebody to do on day one? I think that, what are you going to do? Like all in one day? You know what I'm saying? Like all in one day. So there was some re-signs, and I think their 3 biggest moves today were with Amik and Tim Settle was a good one, and Adafe Owe, right?
That Watson wasn't bad neither.
Who's that?
Jalen Watson. Jalen Watson, didn't they sign him today as well?
No,
they didn't. Okay.
And they took care of Laramie Tunsil.
And they signed Marcus Mariota. Let's not forget that.
Marcus back. They brought James Backup back. And then, that's day one. This is day one. And so I wouldn't, and I told a couple people that. I was like, I think Lamar Blaine, who was commenting in the chat, he made a comment to me and said, "Oh, I'm expecting to be my socks is going to be blow my mind today." I said, "It won't be today." It's literally what I said to him. It won't be today. It won't be today. And it ain't today, right? Because there's still room. There's still days, everybody. It's just day one. And so it's okay. I think it's all right. You just have to you just have to see what ends up happening. It wasn't like they weren't in on things. Not signing Alec Pierce for that amount of money is not the end of the world.
No.
I think, right? Not signing Tyler Linderbaum for $27 million a year is not the end of the world. So I think that it's just day one, and they definitely made some moves on day one, but it is a very long week.
But I thought about that too, Candi, with the Lindenbaum, $27 million as a center, right?
$27 million a year.
$27 million as a center, and we could, let's be honest, can we call a spade? There was problems with paying Terry when they paid Terry. And if you want to keep guys, so you got Terry 32, I think 32, you give a center $27 million and you had a trouble paying your top wide receiver about $32 million, and you kind of coughed at that. There's an issue there. Let's be honest.
Yes.
So, but you also have to use your money wisely. This team has a lot of holes. So you don't want to blow all your money on one person and one thing. So you want to be able to take your money and let it spread as much as possible to make sure you fill a lot of your holes. Because again, let's understand, this team doesn't have a lot of draft picks. You don't have a lot of draft picks, right? And so when also with draft picks, you're swinging at the fence because you don't know yet. So you want to be able to get guys who are established players that can help you now and here. Right. And what I also like to see what I like Adam Peters is doing, the guys that he signed so far, they're no 1-year deals, right? Oh. This is what I've liked so far. They're deals that person has to be here a couple years to see where they're at. Remember in his past regime, he signed a lot of 1-year deal players, right? Yeah. So he's learning from the 1-year deal to, hey, we need people to be in Washington for a long haul, for a while, so we can change this culture, turn this things around. I don't think they lost the culture, but to change the record around.
Oh no, the culture is fine. We talking top overall 3 team in the league from an NFL player association standpoint. So it's fine, but the highest bidders are winning today. The highest bidders are winning. So if you're thinking that it was okay to pay Tyler Linderbaum $27 million a year or pay Alec Pierce upwards of $32+ million a year, okay, but that wasn't going to happen today.
Oh, and again, back to my point, you can't bring Pearson here for $32 million and you struggled with Terry. That doesn't make sense. And Pierce is not a number 1 receiver. I don't care what you guys say. He's not a number 1.
Yeah. That's a lot. Hey. And to that point, I was literally like, then what's the issue with paying Debo if you would go pay Alec Pierce that much? But just saying, like, right? Correct. I think all 3 of us agree on that point. Right. So while the age absolutely is a thing, if you coughed at 32+, that's because nobody's gonna look at the age thing, right? On the outside looking in, and that's just because that means you got money. That means you got money. That means you can pay somebody $18-19 million a year. You have money. And you all, there's still, please do yourselves a grand favor and look at the free agent lists that are still available of free agents. Mm-hmm. There are quite a few. So it's just day one, really. Like if you get to next week and it's just like, oh my gosh, and they still got to draft people. And I mentioned earlier, Romeo Doubs and Jawan Jennings. I absolutely, and then we listed off a few other tight ends that people have been quiet. Yeah. People are negotiating.
Yeah, definitely. Negotiating.
So, and these teams that's got money, they spending it. So,
yeah.
I think today was fine.
Yeah, like Hawkins said, we weren't going to beat $45 million for 3 years. This team is not going to spend that type of money. Again, then they're not. You have to be able to spread the wealth across the board and maximize free agency. This is where Adam Peters is going to earn his money at. If we want to judge Adam Peters after this and how he's done, let's judge him next week or whenever free agency is over and see how many holes are left in Washington after free agency, because again, you have to this team has to fill the holes here. They're not going to fill them in the draft. They might get 1 or 2 hole pluggers in the draft. Everything has to be filled here in free agency.
Yeah, I mean, yay, the highest bidders are winning. And unless, Raiders offer Tyler Linderbaum $27 million a year, would you gonna offer him 28? Come on, you know what I mean?
Right.
And like you said, there's so many things that need to get done. You got to spend your money wisely. It's just day one. I think it was fine. I don't think it was bad.
Candi, I want to bring this one up for you, Candi and George. I want you guys, because George, you mentioned it earlier that we got a lot of people who got away, right? I'm gonna use the term got away. We didn't sign here to Washington. Candi, you were just talking about because there was over bidders, people that wanted to bid. Here, but Mr. Breeze 68 says this. Was it how many people didn't want who didn't want to come here? They didn't want us back.
I think people. I mean, if you just look at the number, people are just going to the highest bidders.
Okay, so none of those people didn't want to come to Washington. It was Washington is a hot spot.
I don't think it's. I don't want to go to Washington. I can't play for 3 teams at one time, right? And if I'm going to the team that's going to pay me the most money.
Okay.
I mean, do you think Tyler Linderbaum really wanted to go to the Las Vegas Raiders over the Baltimore Ravens with Lamar Jackson when they don't know? I mean, let's just put it all in perspective.
Mm-hmm.
He could have stayed.
There was some talk that somebody offered more than the Colts on Pierce, and that he still chose the Colts. I don't know if that's true or not.
The Colts. Well, it depends on what the incentives are.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It depends on what the signing bonus are.
And who's the quarterback? I mean, you want to win.
And when he's an Indianapolis Colt.
Right. And let's be honest too. Your second contract. This is his second contract. If you look at the league, your second contract is your money deal. It is your bread and butter deal, because most people don't make it past the second contract. So if you get to this after your rookie deal is done, if you get to this contract, most people tell you get the money here. This is the contract where you want to get the money at, or that people are going to give you the money at after your rookie contract. So I'm not mad at the guys who are on their second contract, getting their money, taking their money, because again, if teams are giving it, go ahead and take it, because you're not guaranteed to have it after this contract.
Exactly right. And so we knew that was a thing that they were doing. They were trying to get guys that were going into their second contract, but you was going to pay big money for them, because it's exactly what Glenn said. They're trying to get their money. So by the time the contract they get, say you're 26 or 25 or 26, 3 years, you still under 30, but you're filthy rich. So, and then your third contract is the one that, seals the deal for you potentially for the rest of your career. So I think that it's still a long week. I mean, there's still some free agents available. All of the free agents didn't go away today.
No, they didn't. We still got some time.
There's still some time. There's plenty of time. The new league year starts on Wednesday.
Let's go in the chat real quick. See if we got any questions that anyone brought out here for Candi or yourself, George. Let's see.
Now, while you're doing that, I do think it is very, very important, and I'm going to keep saying this because I don't think enough people are paying attention to what John Harbaugh is doing in New York. Okay, I'm going to keep bringing this up because it is a very important point. And I saw a lot of people talking about Sonny Styles. The last I heard, and Mike Patton is on here, I throw the Tennessee Titans pick at 4. They supposedly really want him, or Ruben Bang, but definitely Sonny. But the Giants, now they got a linebacker today. Who'd they get? Was it Ardarius Washington? I should know this. Mm-hmm. But nonetheless, Sonny Styles is slated to not be there at 7. So, but pro days are coming up.
Mm-hmm.
And you just got to keep watching the player. You just got to keep watching how this all play. But the Giants, Harbaugh, everybody, he even took the punter. From the Raiders. He's taking everybody good. Isaiah Likely. Now you're like, oh my God, please.
He's bringing his people down to Baltimore. To New York. Sorry. Hey, but here's a question for you, Candi, and this is George. I want you to be on chime. You would probably chime in on this as well, right? AP has had all his eggs on the baskets, cutting the starting center. Did he put all his eggs in one basket by cutting the starting center?
No, I don't think no team ever does.
I mean, they don't have a solution on the roster right now because if you're telling me that Allegretti's going to be,
they don't have one on the roster currently.
No, and that's where I'm at. Is that okay? If we draft a center, then great. Because honestly, even before they cut Biotis, I wanted them to draft a center because I thought Biotis was starting to kind of get up there, and he had a few injuries, and I thought maybe the next guy, maybe this is the year to draft the next guy at that position. But now it's imperative. It becomes even more important. And quite honestly, that may be the set that if they're doing it, the poster king just said it. I was going to say that's probably their second pick of the draft at this point if they don't trade back and get extra picks because they're picking in round 1 and in round 3. That looks like their second pick right now.
Yeah.
Good night, Mama Waller. Thank you for watching.
Good night, Mom.
Good night, Mama Waller.
And so when Tyler Biotis was released that Thursday night, I was like, all right, only one or two things could be happening here. They're going after Tyler Linderbaum, okay. Or they know that another center is getting released because that's what people talk about during Combine Week, honestly. Or they're going to draft one. They have one here. There's one here at the Combine that they have fallen for. And that is who will compete for the center job. So, I mean, they got a plan. It's just, I mean, hell, what's Baltimore going to do? The Titans need a center too. It's a lot of teams that need centers. It's great. It's actually very intriguing to me because I don't recall this many teams needing centers. Like not like your starting center is gone. Like what happened? And I mean, it's just a strange things are happening, even though the Bears, I think, traded for the Patriots center. So the Patriots need a freaking center. This is bizarre. This is really something. Because the center retired.
Good question. Will you go on the center with a rookie?
I mean, he had a rookie play left tackle.
That's right. And he did all right. And he did all right at times.
Yeah, I mean, hold on. Let's be honest. Eventually, he did all right. It was some growing pains early.
Oh, of course there were. Absolutely.
Yeah, but the question was
right. But this team can't afford. Let's be honest. This team can't afford to bump their head early.
There's some good centers in this draft. Like starter ready. There are. Like I'm not trying to be, you know what I'm saying? I'm being just completely objective. I'm like, okay, there are, you know what I mean? And so yeah, I think I was just about to say somebody released their center today. Yes, Green Bay. This is interesting. This is an interesting time for centers. I don't know what happened, but you know what? Candi, you just answered your own question. I know what happened. This is a deep draft for centers. There's several centers. I'm not saying pick one at 7. Let me be clear on that, everybody. So I don't want to take it all the wrong way. But there are centers in the draft. It is a deep draft for centers. People are feeling really good about these centers. I know it sounds crazy, right? That we're even having this discussion. But look around. Check the pulse and use your clues. People are parting ways with their centers.
You got Indiana center, and you can get in the 3rd round if they want to. If they want to be in the 3rd round, Indiana center, it was a good center. And
I would also like to say that the Eagles have 4 compensatory picks, and I just don't agree. I just don't like it. I have to call somebody.
Hey, yo,
because you know how he's going to do something with them. He's going to trade. He's going to use them to trade up.
Hey, the Eagles be stacking picks like people be stacking spades, baby. The Eagles, like when the Eagles look at their hand, it's like, oh man, I can run a Boston with this because I got.
I run a Boston. I like that one.
And so that's what the Eagles have right now. What's up, Will? What's up, Will?
What's good? What's good? What did I miss?
Everybody's mad about Adam, and I think they did well today. I think it was okay. I mean, I don't want to say they did well, but it's day 1. I'm like, okay.
I'm at a place where I'm gonna wait and see. That's how I'm gonna look at it. I'm gonna wait and see. The reason why I say that is like for me, am I impressed? No, I'm not that impressed. I will say this though, I do like Owe. I like Owe. I just don't want Oweh to get negative flack because I know what this is my thing. When a guy gets that type of money,
I already know what you said.
He's going to be expected to get
if he ain't
10 plus sacks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Garrett is a
and I'm gonna say that. So I put this question out to folks like, with that money, what are your expectations for Oweh? Mm-hmm. Like, what are your expectations for him for get that type of money? Because I'm gonna be honest, like I like Oweh. I'm like I like Oweh, right? I do like him, but he's a guy that's only had 1 10-sack year and a bunch of 7.5, whatever.
7.5.
Are you paying? And my question: are you paying a guy roughly 25 a year for 4 years? Like it's like 100 mil for 4 years, right? 25 a year for that type of production. So will he have good games? Yes, he'll have good games. He will. He will have good games.
So hold on. Answer your question. Here's some in the chat. Paul says 10 plus sacks. We got my man Phil. Phil says he got to have 20 sacks.
He's joking. Phil joking.
Yeah, you feel you joking, brother. Hey, Miles Garrett, give me 10 sacks.
Yeah.
I'm. What I'm looking at.
I feel like he's on the upswing as a player still.
But if you say upset, as I'm saying, upswing is like all right to your all right. That means his numbers are going up, right? But they're not. He had 10 sacks a couple years ago, and then he had 7.5. It's not up. It's like, and he's pretty much there. But he's talented, though. I want everybody to know he's talented.
He's super talented, and that was one of the things when, I think one of the, somebody asked me earlier, and they were like, "You don't seem excited about it." And I said, "Listen, we're familiar with Odafe because he played for
the Ravens,
right? Mm-hmm. Okay,
I'm familiar.
But that's one of the reasons why he got traded, because they could still see value in him. Value. And then they traded him because he was too quiet. You're supposed to be disruptive. He was not. Let's just keep it up. He was not.
He was. Yeah.
Under Coach Mentor, and that's why I thought he was probably going to the Ravens.
Me too. Also too. Going back.
Mentor, I was like, he was soup. Like he was. He
turned up. He turned up that year. He turned up last year when he got traded.
Change of scenery. I don't know, but the LA Sun. Who knows? But like, he did better. He did much better because he wasn't. So I was like, I liked it, but I knew the money. To your point, Wale, I was like, all right, people gonna see the number. They're gonna be like,
yeah, that's the thing, because now he's gonna play to that number. That's the problem. Like, because a good player, or this is the thing, he could be a good player, but you're gonna always say, yo, you getting paid 25 a year, and that's supposed to be allocated for a guy typically who's a 10 plus sack person. You know what I mean? And that's where I think it gets dicey for him in terms of what the public opinion is going to be about him. Like, they're going to be like, oh, he's not playing well. I mean, he's not playing well. He only has this amount of sacks. You pay how much for this dude? But he could be, you know what I mean? But I hope that he does play his contract, because he does have the ability, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, it's
and awesome. You know what I'm saying? He does have the ability. I liked him a couple years ago in Baltimore, to your point, Candi. Like that year in Baltimore, I think it was a couple years. It wasn't last year before last.
I think it was AFC Championship,
10.
Right?
Yeah, like he's been really he gets pressure, but it's the thing of he gets some pressure, but his pressure is different. I will say this though, and this is the fairest thing. His pressure is different. Because it's a unison type of thing. So it's not gonna have to, the whole line's gonna have to work well together. I'm gonna put it that way for it to totally get the pressure that we want him. And the secondary has to play better too. That's it.
But he had 3 sacks against what Drake made last year in the playoffs. In the playoffs, I think he had 3 by himself. So he showed glimpses.
Yeah, to Candy's point, but to Candy's point, you're right. It was but to Candy's point though, like, all right, it's fair. No, and your great point, Glenn, too. You mentioned against in the Chargers, he plays well with Mentor, because that year, all right, from the year prior, all right, we go to the Baltimore. Let's go to use Baltimore as an example. Him in Baltimore, 10 plus sacks. Then the following year, which the year he gets traded, he disappears. Like Candi said, he ain't do nothing. Like, seriously. And I like Oweh. He's Nigerian, so he's Nigerian. So there is a bias. So here's a bias. Yeah. He was not doing nothing in Baltimore. He gets traded, to Candy's point, to a different system. Also better. A lot of you better. You got Mac and company over there. The better players too. Players too. And he gets he goes on a sack, he goes on a tear. So that too. So it's going to be interesting here where the line as a whole is going to have to be to play well. If they play well as a whole, I think he'll get his sacks, and then the narrative will be good. I'm just scared about the narrative more than anything. That's where I'm scared at.
Yeah, and I was lukewarm on it, right? I was lukewarm only because I was like, okay, because I knew that slow, like he disappeared last year.
He did.
But I mean, and then to your point about being an assistant with secondary play or good secondary play, we know the Chargers have amazing secondary play.
That too. They had a good secondary play, so that's too.
I mean? And I mean, as do the Ravens, but they just had a coordinator. There was a lot going on. It didn't, but secondary play isn't something that's solid here. So that's why I was like, I like it. I mean, like it. What I said was, are they better today than they were yesterday? With the yes, they are better. And I think that's fair. Am I gonna get into all the numbers? I don't want to, because that's when it gets more complicated. And then there is the expectation of 10 plus sacks.
I think so. Like, and then I mean, I'm not gonna lie. The cornerback, I'm not high on. I'm not gonna lie to anybody. I'm not high on nickel corner because I think in PFF he was
Amik. You're talking about Amik?
Amik. Yeah,
Amik. I know. Well, we hadn't really talked about that, but
I mean, he's a body. I think he's a body. He's a body. So I don't think he's an answer as a nickel.
What I think, but again, it was better. Yes. Was I like? I mean,
he rated bad though. In I think in PFF he's like rated like one of the. I don't want to throw shade at somebody. Like I don't want to throw shade over. I was just like, I don't want to throw shade over. And then he's like and where he's coming from. To be real with you, in terms of cornerback play, they haven't really been exciting at corner in Detroit.
I don't. That's when I started.
You could draft somebody. You better draft the same.
That's when I started looking at. Come on, Candi. When I started looking at the schedule for next year, the exact schedule. So I'm talking about the opponents for next year. But then if you even take the division opponents, and I'm like, so it's just kind of like, I mean, it's all right. I'm like, okay, it's okay. It's all right. It's okay. All right, let's see what happens.
Robinson, a backup, definitely a backup. I don't come here and talks about him playing nickel, and I'm like, nah, I don't. But I don't know if that the money he getting ain't backup money though. So I'm kind of
no, it's not.
That's good money. That's not backup money.
Like Todd said, we only have 2 corners on the roster. Hey, Todd, once again, thanks for the super chat. Right, we only had 2.
Thank you, Todd. I always appreciate you, my guy.
I know corners is something that we need to get. It is 2 corners right now.
Just put Mikey back outside.
I think he's going to. I think it looks like that's what he's trying to do.
I think Mikey's going outside, but again, you also have to.
Well, it looks like it. I'm not going to speak his definition.
They're going to switch it up. They're going to. I've already got. They're going to switch it up. It ain't how they wind up is where they wind up. They're going to switch it up or whatever.
Yeah,
and
I hear this. Coach has a question. Coach said the question about Amik is whether he's better than Washington's existing DBs outside from Trey and Mikey.
No, he's not.
He's better than Trey. That's for sure.
Because that's all they have.
That's all they got left. That's all they have in the building. So I guess
they haven't re-signed.
Yeah. So yeah, they're better. Like that's because they haven't tried to bring anybody better. So I guess. I mean, they're not. Let me say, talent wise, that like again, I think when you're in like the division they're in, I mean, Cowboys got that got 2 dogs and wide receivers, and they
Philly got 2 dogs.
Yeah, Philly got 2 dogs. You know the nickel. The third receiver is going to be a problem.
And the Giants, I keep trying to tell
they getting better too. They getting better.
They still got Malik Neighbors, right?
Come back off an injury, yeah. So and then they just got Likely. So man, like they're gonna have to be better in the secondary. And I'm just not. Yeah, I think they're gonna have to do some more work. I'm not. With AP is a wait and see. Like Todd said, like I don't.
It's day one.
I know that's what I'm saying. It's day one.
You can't.
Yeah, but I'm saying like typically because I think like for a lot of people like myself, I won't even lie. So I'll be totally transparent. Like day one is when you make them home run hits. You know what I mean? The rest, like day 2 is when you get because the big free agents typically go in day 1 because they do the tampering thing, whatever. And then day 2 is where you get like the good. You get the leftovers, but they still could be solid players and good contributors. And then day 3 is where it is like the official day of trade of free agency is when you get whatever. But like I was hoping that they was making some plays for certain players, and they didn't. It's fine. I'm very like, yeah, I'm just very curious on what the play is. 'Cause I just feel like the position, some of the positions, I'm like I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm interested to see what they do in tight end. Like I'm very interested because they go into a situation with Ben Sinnott and Bates, and who else am I missing? Candi, is that it? Only 2.
You got Yankoff.
Is Colson Yankoff still on?
Lawrence Cager. That's what I'm saying. We were talking about that earlier, and my only takeaway, which isn't a positive one, which is the fact that there's 4 tight ends there. And we have to say they got to bring in a tight end. That's not good. That doesn't sit well.
Agreed.
Because it's 4. It's 4, literally 1, 2, 3, 4. You mean to tell me nobody can take Zach's spot? Nobody
That's what I'm saying.
is ready for that next move to 1. Again, that's not good.
What about man DC Slim when I need him? That's the freaking head coach. That's head coach. That is Cliff Kingsbury, who's gone. When you have players, you have 4 people, 4 depth people, and four guys in position, and nobody's able to be the starter.
Yeah, that's not good.
And nobody's able to develop. That's on the OC and that's on the head coach. And I said that earlier that you didn't develop your players to play because this team. Hold on, real quick.
Go ahead.
This team's motto. We got to go back 2 years. This team's motto was always next man up.
Yeah,
it's not next man up in a lot of these rooms right now. There's no next man. Who's the next man up in the receiving room? I'll wait. Who's the next man up in the tight end room? I'll wait. Who's the next man up in the running back room?
They definitely added
Jeremiah Love.
Let me be clear. They absolutely are. That's been clear. We know they're adding to wide receivers, not just Traylon. They are adding to wide receivers. We know they are adding to running back.
Yeah, Jeremiah Love. They are adding running back. That's right.
I don't think Love is not going to be. Love ain't going to be there, man. Love is not going to be there.
I don't talk that negative juju here, Glenn.
I'm saying is on first round draft night, I don't think I used this analogy earlier, and I probably should stop, but it resonated with me, so maybe it'll resonate with everybody else. I don't think this is a situation where like Christian Gonzalez is going to be sitting there at 7 and then they pick Emmanuel Forbes. It's not going to be that. Like whoever is the best player available at 7, whoever's the best, they're going to pick them, and whoever it is.
Yeah, Jeremiah Love.
Hey, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think they're gonna. If he's gone, okay. If Caleb is still there, they'll pick him. Now, what's gonna be amazing is if you got like 3 to choose from. Like, if it's David Bailey, if it's a cross between David Bailey, Caleb Downs, and Jeremiah Love, those 3. I don't think that's possible. Like, even by the numbers and just even by the teams, I don't think that's possible. That'll happen. But if it's those 3. I don't know who they would pick, but they got enough. Now, what would be interesting is if like the Saints or somebody tried to move up.
Yeah.
If somebody tries to move up and throw some things off, that's what's going to be interesting to me.
Okay.
Hey Glenn, I want to duck smoke. Somebody said I'm Bush League. Says Duke, what's going on, Duke? I appreciate you. First off, Duke says, come on, that's Bush League. You're going to sit there and judge Robinson on because of PFF. Go watch some tape. The dude is a dog. All right, so this is the thing, man. Sounds good now. I mean, we can all put out a clip on certain people. Guarantee a lot of people didn't watch Detroit games thoroughly. Won't even lie to y'all. No one watched all of the Detroit games. So, and I'm gonna be fair. You know, I went up PFF. I can look at some clips of highlights. I can look. People look. They're high school kids in basketball. People put out their best highlights. You think they're like that, and they never put out their bad stuff. I can guarantee we've seen some of Robinson's bad stuff. We would be like, oh, maybe he's not a dog. But it's cool. I have no issue with that. But this is how I would tackle that, like that comment. We will offer the blessing about football, man. We get an opportunity to see it all on the football field in 2026 and 2027. So in that regard, we'll see who's right and who's wrong. That's the best way I can say. Because maybe you could be right that in this system over with Durante, he can look good. It's possible. It's possible. Like, I'm not going to sit here and be like, no, that dude's you're definitely wrong. No, I'm not gonna do that because I don't work that way. But he may not be good. And that's possible too as well. So we never know, man. You never know.
Leo Chenal is who I've been tracking too. This is Chiefs linebacker, and I didn't realize Dallas Goedert is a free agent.
Yeah,
Yes.
he's been a free agent for a while,
Yeah.
But
Now say we move on to
Reed
him.
went somewhere else. Reed went somewhere else today.
Mm-hmm.
And then Dallas Goedert, tight end, Eagles, y'all know him.
I wouldn't mind him.
I wouldn't mind him either.
I'm
Who,
saying
Dallas
that's why I
Goedert?
let that out there.
Yeah.
Dallas Goedert.
Dallas Goedert
Of course.
Yeah.
Man,
I mean,
that's
that's what I'm
good.
saying.
That's a good look.
There's other and for a wide receiver, Romeo Dobbs and Juwan Jennings. Just keep.
Yeah, Romeo Dobbs would be a good fit here too.
And
I mean, there's
Leo
still guys,
would be a good
but I already
fit.
know. But we know we Candi. That's not play. We know who they're getting in wide receiver. We know.
Oh, I know.
Mhm.
I tried.
We know who we get. We know who they getting. So they already got that one. That's and it's cheaper too. They already know who they getting, man.
I ain't spending no money on that one.
They ain't spend no money. So what they don't really got the way they talking. They only
Means
got
they
to
can
spend money
they
on.
can get another dadgum receiver because
But
he
gonna
if
get
he
some.
really thinks it's okay to go in with Terry, Ayuk, Burks, McCaffrey, and Jalen Lane,
look, man, he likes.
gonna
Look,
get
you
two
heard.
more.
You heard what Candi.
that is not going to cut
Did
it
you
with
not hear the
fans.
presser with Candi? He said
No,
Luke.
I did hear it.
He said Luke.
Look
All right. He said Luke.
I know what he said. I'll just tell you, if that's the 5 we have after free agency,
Look.
I might have to start pounding the table for Tyson at 7.
You see. Now we said she said Luke. He said Luke. I don't know why you thinking like you want something else. He said Luke is making plays. He said this.
If Brandon comes, they'll get another one. They'll get another one because Brandon comes below.
Shoot, we gonna have Brandon and Luke. We got Luke. There's hope.
Touchdown Luke, baby. Touchdown Luke.
Right here, you mean this touchdown Luke?
I mean, I'm serious. Like, if that's the case, just get Brandon. Just bring back Debo and get Brandon. Brandon and Debo.
Hey, but you know, but you got a wild. There's a wild card. There's a wild card out there. I don't know if they're willing to spend the money on it, and I don't know how healthy he is. That is Tyreek Hill.
No,
they said Tyreek about to go. Tyreek,
no.
George, I'm not saying, but I'm saying.
Why y'all saying no to Tyreek? Why you saying no to Tyreek? Why's bad to say no to Tyreek?
I would say no to Tyreek because of the
injury.
Because of the injury.
Injury and the lunacy at the end of
all
his
right,
time.
know what? Time out. No, this
you won't get him.
No. This I'm stop. Let me address this to George. I want to address this to George real quick. I do want to address this. Look, man. I said this on another show, and I'm being real. If you're willing to get Brandon Ayuk and what he did and how he put on his team, you should have no issue with bringing in Tyreek.
That's the truth.
I don't want either.
I'm gonna be real.
I'm gonna take one of the two.
Yeah.
As crazy as it sounds, I think I'd rather have Ayuk because he'll be cheaper.
He'll be cheaper. I know Tyreek's gonna be cheap too because of the knee injury. He's gonna be cheap. Don't get it twisted. He will be cheap. I'm just telling you, if we're talking about being a teammate, I'm just being real.
Yes, I know.
I'm just telling you, like I ain't gonna come out here
again. If that's what we're gonna do, then I might have to start the Jordan Tyson for seven campaign. If that's gonna happen, I'm dead serious. And I would never have been there a month ago, 2 months ago, whatever. But I am not happy with the state of this wide receiver room, and Ayuk or Hill would not change my mind on that.
Yeah.
You don't like what about Romeo Dobbs and Juwan Jennings?
I like Dobbs. I like Dobbs a lot.
I want you. Yeah, those two, and then I'm like, just go ahead and bring back.
I don't know. I'm gonna be real with the Jennings though. I'm gonna be real. Like this is the only thing I do have fear. I fear with a lot of San Fran wide receivers. I'm not gonna lie to you because a lot of them.
System.
Yeah, a lot of them are good in the system, and that's the thing. Like Bourne was like Bourne when he left San Fran and he had to come back. Like they're good in that system. They're good with Kyle. When they're away from Kyle,
there's a problem.
I don't know. That's why I'm scared. Like you're not with Kyle anymore, and you're not in that system. They do well in that system. Outside that system, like I think Debo different. So I don't put Debo because Debo's different. He's a different type of. He's a different type of player. But the receivers they're not the same, in my opinion. Than they are like when they're with San Fran. That's why the Jennings thing is like look for real. Like look at Ayuk, right? and everyone thought Ayuk was like, oh, they can't replace Ayuk. Jennings looked just as good as Ayuk when he got the opportunity.
Yes,
and that so it's like, all right, system. You know what I'm saying? Like the system works out for him because Kyle knows how to scheme people open. He just always has been that type dude. So I don't know. Like that's the thing about Jennings. I feel like the money you're going to have to pay to get Jennings, is he worth that money? Because is he system good? I'm not saying he's a bad player. Is he system good? Is he system great?
Right.
Or is he, and that could just be a good player?
So to your point, here's a question to your point though. Let me did I pass it?
Well,
we don't get we don't get JD weapons. Is he asking for a trade? If you don't get the receivers in, and we don't get the offensive weapons that JD deserves, is that conversation starting to come up where y'all not getting me what I need?
Man, he gonna get his best friend. What we talking about?
I thought about this. I thought about this the other day, and I said, sometimes I feel like things can get overcomplicated.
Yes.
Because I was like, they had health on their side this first year of the regime. But it wasn't like a room full of sexy offensive weapons.
True. Very true.
You know what I mean? But what did they have? They had health and they had time on task. Now, what they probably needed more of, because Jaden just ran so much, was like another, running back. Right.
Love.
And they had, you know what I mean? And some pieces at offensive line.
Yeah.
Right. And to come in and I kept thinking about that. It's like, is it being overthought from a perspective of continuity and time on task? Just if, like, hear me out. If Diami, just I could get Diami. I mean, he worked well with Diami. Who cares? Like, he's cheap.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, he's
cheap. He worked well with Debo. See if Debo will take a pay cut or whatever it is, or see what he's talking about with the money, and go get him. Go get him. Because familiarity is a part of this. Time on task is a part of this. Right?
She went to Zacchaeus. I'm gonna say.
Well, when I saw it and I posted, I was like, oh well, OZ, he ain't coming to DC, because I was literally like, is this being overthought? Right? Yes, you could get better, but when you shift everything and then you shift everything again, it's like, look, just do what you know worked based on the time on task. Sometimes you just got to do what you know worked, unless I'm talking offensively now, right? But it could still, I guess, Jaden should be running as much as he did and all of this and all of that. Got it. But like, it's feeling like Jeremiah Love, if he's available, will come to the, will be there. If he's at 7, could be an option. Or let's see what else they do at edge. Because there's definitely still edge rushers or pass rushers or people who can be versatile on the defensive line. Right. And they still have, everyone keeps forgetting about Javonte Jean-Baptiste. They don't get in another edge. Okay, you could go David Bailey, but I'm thinking they're either going David Bailey, Caleb Downs, or Jeremiah Love.
But do you think, I guess my question to you is, do you think because of like Dorrance Armstrong is the other edge rusher? You had a great year.
Yeah, Dorrance will be healthy. He'll be fine.
Yeah, and then you saw
Wise be healthy.
Oweh.
So Oweh got starter money.
Are they Javonte?
Yeah, Oweh got starter. Yeah, because Oweh got starter money. So, and Dorrance is a starter. Like, so you're not benching Dorrance ain't getting benched.
And truth be told, even if you brought Vaughn back to do what he was supposed to do in the first place, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
only supposed to be like a third down pass, you know what I mean?
You don't even need him for that.
You don't even need him for that. I mean, you can bring him in for that if you want, but remember they got him later toward the summer.
Yeah,
I think most people started getting hurt,
but
I think it's one of those situations where maybe okay, I would be paying attention. I would be paying attention to how the rest of this goes down, because I think if we use our clues, you can kind of know where they're gonna go with 7.
Yeah, now, I don't think it's gonna be edge anymore, to be real with you. I think they're pretty much set.
It's either got to be safety or running back.
Yeah, that's what I think they're going. I think it's just
it's either safety or running back.
I agree.
But now they've been mocked with a wide receiver. So
that's a possibility too. I think that's a
that
possibility.
you and I had talked about. I think I asked on your show with Paul about Carnell Tate but that was when that was down the line because I was like I felt like 7 was too high.
Too high for him. It's too high for me.
Yes,
for me.
So I just feel like this will be interesting. I don't think. I mean, I just keep. I don't know. And it's hard for me to put into words because it's like, is this just being overthought? Just whoever hit the commander standard, get them. That's it. And do whatever needs to be done to stay healthy. And where you truly do have a hole, fix the hole. Figure that out because we should not be talking about tight ends and there's 4.
And that's my thing, Candi.
I'm very upset about that. If y'all can't tell, that's
if you have a big hole. If you have a big hole in the bottom of the ship, man, we in the bottom of the ship. We should be patching the hole on the deck. You should go patch the hole at the bottom of the ship, right? Don't patch the holes that you don't need. You need to patch the holes in free agency. As I kept saying on this podcast, I kept saying tonight, you don't have many draft picks. Go pay for the proven guys that can play now.
Yeah, it doesn't
so making sense. Go and then when you talked about it, Candi, it might be 1 or 2 guys that you might have to overpay for. It is that you really want. There may be 1 or 2 guys that you may have to really overpay for.
Yeah, because I'm not really sure you don't have much to trade. You ain't got anybody to trade,
right? And don't bring anybody in here hurt. And don't bring no hurt people in here. I don't care. Don't bring anybody who's so hurt.
Yes, and so that's one of the things I've been talking about as well is the experiment of bringing in injured players over. Right?
I hope so.
Is that experiment of bringing in injured players and nursing them back to health, is that over? Right? Because there needs to be something said. If we're talking veteran, there needs to be something said about durability. And if you are going to be paying these guys, if you're bringing them in and this is their second league contract, or their first non-rookie contract, and you're going to pay them money, what's their injury history?
Coach, there's one more hole, and that's the linebacker hole.
Well, I got a bigger hole. We don't know. I'm guessing what they're doing at center, right? I'm sure you have a plan. And there's there. Yeah. And I'm telling you, I'm going to continue to talk about this because I'm like, is it me or is this left guard situation flying under the radar? Like, why is nobody talking about the left guard?
I think isn't that going to be
perspective?
Go for it. No, go ahead, Candi. Finish your statement. Go ahead.
No, even from a depth perspective.
I mean, right, for depth perspective, it's going to be an issue. It's like, in my opinion, it looks like it's going to be Brandon Coleman playing left guard. Because I don't think I said this before. Paul Devin Bush is not available.
No,
he's been picking up by the Bears. The Bears picked up Devin Bush. I don't think Brandon's gonna play on left guard because I don't think Paul's coming back. So
he's still available.
He's available, but I don't think he's coming back. In my opinion, I don't think he's gonna come back.
But you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you need some pieces though. You're right. You need to get some depth.
Yes, and so it becomes a.
I agree with you.
If it was working, just do what works.
Yeah.
Right? Resign Chris Paul. Brandon Coleman is your backup, or depth piece, which still isn't favorable, right? Because he was the starter his whole rookie year, but still is what I'm saying. Like if it wasn't a new hole, it wasn't a hole that you had to fill previously. Now it is. And so that's what I'm like. Now it's like adding the holes. It's adding to the list of holes, is all I'm saying. When you just stuck with what was working and maybe added so it could be cool, That's all I'm saying.
I'm with you. I agree with you.
It's more issues than you need. More challenges, I should say, than you need. And so somebody say, who's going to play center? I guess Wole. Shit, I don't know. Oh, excuse me.
Hey, yo.
Yo.
Oh,
That is wild.
Well, we're gonna sign you up, man.
That is funny.
Okay.
Hey, yo. Yeah. Well,
My
I
bad.
can't.
I'm sorry.
I can't play center.
Who's the kid
That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
I can't remember who's the kid that retired last year or left Washington last year. That was
This is somebody. I'm seeing something on.
Sadiq Charles.
yes.
Sadiq
Yes.
Okay.
retired.
I mean, he's a guard though. What about him?
Yeah, he was a guard.
Who's the guard?
What about him?
No, I was just saying, no, not coming back. But Washington has some depth that they picked up. They had a kid from Philly they picked up last year too that retired right before the season started. But he was a center too. But again, they need a center. You have to have a quality center. And so we'll see. Candi said maybe one of the draft. Hey, it is Paul. I know Mama Waller was
Right. I was like, oh, my mom. Oh, she gone.
She gone. Oh, Mama Waller's gone. I miss Mama Waller.
Yeah.
No, you missed Mama Waller. She was here and she was her usual
like, I didn't see
supportive,
Wole.
wonderful self.
Yeah.
I was like, no, Ma, that wasn't Wole.
Hey, okay. I want to talk about this one here. They said Mekhi Becton is available, but again, Mekhi Becton has graded so low when he was, and I've seen this kid from high school. I know Mekhi Becton played against him, coached against him. I wonder, did well in Philly, didn't do so well out there in San Diego. They let him go. So Chargers, he is the Chargers. LA. He is LA, Chargers. He is out there, but again, he is I hate to say he's a project right now in the league. Somebody's gonna take a chance on him.
He plays guard or tackle?
He's a
guard.
He's a
guard. Athletic.
I'll
He's athletic guard.
I'll take a flyer.
He's athletic guard. Maybe a right coaching staff. Maybe able to get Mekhi Becton. Hopefully he finds a home. Highland Spring graduate. George, you know about that.
Yes, I remember him. Yes,
I would take a flyer on him. He was a highly touted O-lineman coming out of college, right? Was it Virginia? He went to UVA.
Yeah, he went UVA.
Yeah, he was highly touted coming out of Virginia.
Very athletic. Seeing a 300-pounder dunk about. Seeing a 300.
Was he a tackle in college though? He played tackle in college, right?
Yeah, I think he definitely played tackle in college.
Yeah.
I'd definitely take a flyer on him. I mean, why not? They need depth, like Candi said. They need depth, man. They need bodies. Like for real.
I was just like, causing new issues. Would anybody like to entertain Jonathan Allen coming back?
I mean, I would, but they won't.
They won't.
I would, but they won't. I heard, he's more expensive than like what we're gonna probably try to pay for. So for what I heard, he's gonna be more expensive. Because I heard when he got released, the report was they're gonna be takers for him. So they get guys who are interested in having him. So I think that there's a market for him, but not here. And in Washington, I do like I'm not gonna lie, getting settled was really good. So they're fine. Getting settled back here. I'm not gonna argue. I'm not gonna argue. Honestly, be real. He probably won't. He won't. It's crazy.
That's
and
true.
There's no knock on. Like I'm gonna say this much because I really liked Tim Settle a lot. Actually, like a lot. I think that he's pretty. I'm gonna be real.
Into the lineup when he was
do you want to be the honest? There's no loyalty in terms of area. I'll be like, he may be better than Kendall already.
Who?
That's how good Settle is. That's how good Settle is for real.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Jonathan Allen.
No. I mean, Jonathan Allen is Jonathan Allen. I'm not going to eat. Jonathan Allen is already. Jonathan Allen's a former All Pro.
You are with what you're saying.
Like what Settle does. And I'll say this as a track record. Even being here, he was one of them dudes stopping the run for Washington. Like he was a legit run stopper in Washington. He did a good job in Houston. He did a good job in Buffalo. He's good at stopping the run. Like he is actually, and he's been successful everywhere at stopping the run. That's all I'm gonna say. Like that signing, it's a good signing, but I'm interested to see how they rotate it. It's a very good signing though.
If he goes to that nose, it'd be great.
Yeah,
that too, because he can do that too. He can do that.
Yeah, in the interior. Remember, we was talking about that toward the year. Like it's an unspoken topic. We're really not talking about that interior defensive line. And what I was seeing, what we were discussing after the season, he helps a ton. I said, okay, now that was smart. I literally said that out loud. I said, okay, they got me good with that one. I didn't see that one coming. That was actually smart. They do see. They all right. I mean, I know they see. Let me also but that helps me to know I wasn't deceived. Like, I know what I'm watching. There's a challenge right there. And Tim Settle was a very
it's a good sign. I never want him to go the first time. I'm not gonna lie to you. I really did I liked him. I mean, I just know, like, obviously, there's local ties, Virginia Tech. And then, like I think George, you said it. Like he played himself into a favorable part in that line. You know what I mean? And he was for a little bit. He was looking better than some of them other D tackles. That's how good he looked. From the guys from Bama.
Are they really trading AJ Brown? The Eagles are going to trade AJ Brown.
I know they're talking about.
That's been rumored for a while.
Is it happening?
Is Chris Olave available?
They're gonna trade. They trying to trade Olave for him.
But is Chris Olave available?
I didn't think he was at the time. No, I don't think he was
so,
at the time.
But he's also isn't he one concussion away from being?
I don't think he's available. I
want to ask Candi about. I mean, this is not Commanders related, but I have to ask her about this. Were you surprised that we didn't get a Trey Hendrickson landing spot on day one? Did that surprise you at all? Trey Hendrickson.
You really like Trey Hendrickson. You like Trey Hendrickson a lot.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, he's a player. I'm surprised he didn't find a landing spot, and I'm just curious at what Candi thinks about that because she's got her ears to the ground and knows what's going on around here.
I'm interested in the fact that nobody signed him today. Now,
that's what I'm saying. I'm surprised by that.
I think it's yes, I am, but it sounds like there's some negotiations going on. There's some I gotta sleep on it. I gotta think about it going on because he's highly sought after, right? He was highly sought after last year, but the Bengals were like, no, right? So
they're gonna let him go for nothing now.
For certain. I just think people gotta sleep on it or
he wants Myles Garrett money, man.
He want crazy money, man.
Yeah,
he wants crazy. He wants crazy money. He wants Myles Garrett money.
Like he want money. This the problem is he want money like he.
Like he 27 or 28, not 31.
Well, no, he want money like he free. No, real talk. Like he Max Crosby and Myles Garrett, and he ain't them.
Oh, duh. And y'all know they BTJ is available. The Jags have made.
Yes, that's been talked about a lot on.
So look, okay. So thank you, Paul.
He's available. Yeah,
Chris Olave will be available. Could be available. AJ Brown as well. This is a text message. I'm not reading this online.
Go sign Brian Thomas right now.
And Brian Thomas is available for trade.
But they lowball him. The issue is that with him is they lowballing the Jags, and the Jags are like, "Hey, we ain't taking no week offer." Because teams have tried to offer them.
What do they have?
Who?
The Commanders.
Well, they lowball. I mean, I've heard that Brian Thomas Jr. Their teams are offering like a fifth, and they're not offering anything thorough for him. And the Jags aren't going to just trade him for nothing.
He's been their lead receiver for the last 2 years.
No, he wasn't their lead receiver last year.
No, they wasn't there for it wasn't last year, but
the year before his rookie year, he was the lead. That was the year, but he was the leading receiver. He didn't have he had a lot of drops this year. He had a bad year his second year. His second year was bad. He had a bad year. It made it weird because it was also Trevor Lawrence's best year, one of his best years, and he didn't step up. That's what they tried. They got what's the name out of Vegas.
They got Jacoby Myers.
And he fried, and then made it look bad. Yes, thank you, George. That would make Brian Thomas look bad because Myers took off with Trevor Lawrence. So it was like, oh.
Now, Paul is saying trade 71. I don't know about trading no draft picks this year.
Not trading. Paul wants to trade. Paul will trade, but Paul is super high on Brian. That's different. Paul is super high on Brian Thomas Jr.
I just told you.
I love Paul, but he's super high on him.
Stay here with me. That's what I'm reading text messages. So
and Parker Washington. Yeah,
I don't know what they have to trade.
I don't think they don't got enough collateral.
I don't think they have enough collateral.
Trade the popcorn man, the cheerleader coach, and.
I don't think they have enough.
They don't got enough for me. I'm not, to be real with you, I think you better off. I mean, because I know he played with Jay. And that's the only reason. If he didn't play with Jay, people wouldn't want him. I mean, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Yeah. He played with Jay, and that's why people want him here. I'm just saying, like, look, they're gonna get somebody Jay and play with in like They're gonna get one. Don't worry about it.
Hey,
they're going to get one.
San Francisco also shopping your boy Trent Williams too.
I know. I've been praying for him to come back, but then I know it's not gonna happen. I'm a realist. I know Trent ain't going. Look, man. Before the deal, I was like,
dude, where would he go?
I don't know. I was about to sacrifice Tunsil. I have that much loyalty to Big Trent. I was like, all right, man, y'all, give me Trent. Bye. Hey, Laramie, you was cool, bro.
But you know what?
Trent on the market, dog.
You can fix your guard situation.
No, Trent don't need. No, I ain't gonna lie. Trent don't need. We're not wasting Trent's talents at guard.
No. Trent would be like right tackle.
Right tackle. Oh, you mean Connolly would be guard? You mean Connolly would be guard? Okay, we're good then. Look, you're good. You're good.
You gotta remember, Connolly's natural position is guard.
No, it's tackle. He played tackle in college.
He played a little bit guard too.
But he's tackling guards though. But look, I'm with you though. I would move Connolly to guard and get Trent at right tackle. And I would be happy. Me and Trent are best friends, man. I ain't gonna lie. Mentally, in my mind, we are best friends.
He don't want to come back here, man. He don't want to come back here.
You know what I'm
saying? He's beefing seriously with San Francisco, so something's got to happen.
Because they ain't paying. Because they trying to lowball him.
They trying to lowball him. He ain't trying to stay there. So.
Look, man, Trent is such a good, phenomenal athlete. He's older now, and he still plays tackle at the high level. That's why you know he's
like
good.
37.
He's still one of the best tackles in football.
Yeah, I saw. It's like
crazy. He don't age.
He's like an ageless wonder.
Yeah,
like I saw him, and he looked like he did when he was here. Like I did.
Y'all acting like y'all. What we won't do?
37 years old.
Trent would get Jaden what we won't do. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. We may you can feel a certain way about Trent. We'll play anything other. Like what we won't do is act like Trent ain't elite.
Oh,
we can act like we can be salty about Trent, but we will not do is act like Trent ain't elite. He is an all-world tackle
right now.
He could right now. Like, can he play guard? Of course. He did it at times with Washington when folks went down. He would play guard sometimes. And Trent is elite.
He can play anything on the line.
Trent is probably one of the top 5 best tackles in football.
Y'all don't think he's
like this age?
I think he's a generational talent.
No, he's Trent's he's a generational talent. I agree.
He's accomplished.
Yeah, I agree with you, Candi.
I'm like, I don't even know how you do this. How do you do this? So I was actually surprised when I saw that today from the 49ers. I said,
because of age, man. Ageism, man. They trying to get my man a league because he's
ageism. Older. It's wrong.
Yeah, man.
But,
when it comes with Trent, like Trent's too elite. He's just too elite, man. He's just too good. So have y'all really watched Trent? Like real talk. The Niners offense for moves because of Trent.
He's not there.
It don't look the same when he's not playing tackle. Y'all do know that. Like
that's true.
Oh, yeah.
That is why. That's how good Trent Williams is. Like when for like some of these tackles, when they go down, they still can maneuver. With the Niners offense as a whole don't look the same when Trent is out there. That's all I'm saying. The Niners will definitely miss Trent, dog. Like that, Trent is elite, man. Like that's.
I can't believe they serious.
They're gonna get rid of Trent, though. They're gonna get rid of Trent.
Paul got a question. With our picks, how many starters?
We ain't get Trent though. How many what?
With our draft picks, how many starters will he get out of the draft?
That's up to Adam Peters. I don't know what he's gonna do.
3. I think we need to get 3 starters out of the draft.
That's up to Adam Peters.
Last year they got 4 out of 5, didn't they?
Starters? Are they good starters though? Or are they starters?
Last year, who is he talking about? The Commanders?
Yeah, this year.
What, Josh?
He's talking about this year's draft.
How
many drafts? I think they got to get 3 starters out of this year's draft.
Agreed, Deluxe.
It needs to be at least 3. Every year needs to be at least 3. So you figure out in 2024, was it that were starters though?
Starters.
They look bad.
Like a starter
for the first year, because last year they had 4 out of 5 that were starters, but that first year the regime, what was it? Just 3.
Yeah, what was last year? Starters last year. I'm trying to think who started last year.
Josh, Connolly, Trey, Jalen, technically because he's a starting punt return.
Okay, return. Okay, special teams.
And Bill.
Yeah.
And so they got 4 to 5, and so the first year of all of them together, I think they only.
Yeah, Mikey.
That's only Mikey. That's only Mikey, Brandon, that first year, and Jaden.
Jaden, yeah.
I mean, you're supposed to. I mean, if you get 3 stars in the draft, that's good.
Yeah, so every year they need.
I'm not gonna lie to you. That's not gonna lie to you. That's a good thing. If you get 3 starters, that means you got. Well, 3 good.
They
starters.
don't have a ton of picks this year to do it.
Let me say it. 3 good starters. I don't want to just say starters. Some do start.
Yeah, last year they had 5.
Yeah.
So I can't believe they only had 5 draft picks last year, but they did.
This year they have. What this year they have how many draft picks? Not that much, right?
I should know, but I don't.
They don't have a second, so yeah. They should have. I mean, maybe 3 starters. I think I'm with Candi because your first round, your first rounder, your third rounder, and your fourth rounder. Your fourth rounder is like your first 2 rounders are your first and third rounders. I would say are supposed to be starters.
Yeah, they only got 6 picks this year, so they need their picks.
Yeah,
they need them.
Wow,
I think they need them.
Yeah, I would say that. Like, I think your first. I'll say 2 starters to be on the safe side. To be real with you, I think the fourth, it's a bonus if you get a fourth rounder to be a starter. It's a bonus. I ain't gonna lie to you. Now, if they trade up or trade into the second round or trade into the third round, then yeah, I think they can get like a 3.
Like if they swap pick, wow.
Yeah, if they can get into if they can get like like that, maybe they'll get a starter. Yeah, they swap some picks, they'll get a starter. But I know if it's like the first 3, like round 1 and 3, they'll probably get a starter. They'll get 2 starters. Fourth round is tough.
Did you all know that the Cowboys have 2 first-round picks this year?
Cowboys, could they trade it?
The Packers, because they made that deal with the Packers for Parsons.
Okay. Yeah, Parsons.
And now what was it? The Chiefs got 2 first-round picks.
Now they got my Michigan. See, now they got Gary.
No, I thought of you all day when I saw that. I knew you were hurt.
See, I wanted Gary.
I have to see what's going on in the division. I'm the ops, okay? I'm like, this is not good. This is not good. I don't like it.
Yeah, I wanted Gary, and they Cowboys be doing nasty.
That would have been a good pickup.
Yeah, because he can actually rush. Eddie Q, he can actually rush the passer. Like, he's consistent though. Gary's consistent
For sure.
He's always been like good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a sad day. Like the Cowboys, you making moves that I like want to say are good moves, but the Cowboys, so I stay quiet.
It's like they'll find a way to come to a demise, but they still do well.
No, I mean this is like I feel like this is the time where they're kind of like this is the year they kind of I don't know. I hate the Cowboys. So I'm not gonna say anything positive.
Giants.
It's the Giants.
Giants, and I'm like, oh no.
You want to know the truth? You want to know the truth?
Going in this division.
I'm gonna tell you the truth. And this, like, sorry, Coach Lombard. I think Eagles about to go down a little bit this year. I don't know if I'm not, but I do think, to your point, Candi, I do think the the Giants have gotten better, but I do think the Cowboys have gotten a lot better too. I'm gonna really be like a real football person right now. The Cowboys gotten a lot better.
Yeah, they did,
and the Giants have gotten better, and just. And because of structure, and I think the Eagles have taken a hit, so they'll be coming backwards. I think they'll be closer to the fray. They used to me, I thought they were the obvious dominant team. I think they're closer to the fray now. Yeah, they're not gonna.
Is there anything to the Jalen Carter rumors about them?
I think it's real. I don't know if he's gonna get traded, but I think it's real.
They better be getting some serious draft capital. For I think
it's because of his discipline. His mentality more than his play.
He's still he's dominant.
No. He's dominant. I think let me say I think there's something.
The Raiders will take him.
Huh? The Raiders will definitely take him. Yeah.
We'll take him if we get rid of whoever.
I just don't think they have anything to give.
They don't, but the Jalen Carter, you can have Deron Payne. You can have.
I know, right? Thank you, Scott. Somebody should, because that hurt. Like Gary going to Dallas does hurt. Like it does, but you know what? I'm used to it.
Oh, that was terrible.
I'm gonna tell you, Scott. I'm used to it because, like, I hate Dallas. They always draft a lot of Michigan players. I hate that crap too. They do. And you know what? Real talk. Now I think they be ruining us too. That's another thing. They ruined Michigan players. Now I think about it. Well, that's a whole different discussion. So maybe it won't work out for my guy.
Yeah, it's Yeah, Dallas is definitely because Philly they didn't go as far as they could have because of their defense last year.
Yeah, now they just improving. They kind of stack it up.
They're improving. They got their receivers. I think they still got.
They do.
They still.
They got, and they did the trade with getting Quentin Williams in the end of the year, so their defense is going to get better. Now you add Gary, they're going to be a better team. They're going to
be a better team.
Yeah, they're going to be a better team.
And definitely the Giants. It's just
Giants getting back. I think Giants are going to just have a better culture.
Absolutely, for sure.
Better culture. Paul, would y'all take Olave for 71? I mean, in essence, yes, because Olave is a better player than the 71 pick. But I don't know if.
Yeah.
I would, in essence, yes. Like he's better than the 71 pick. Yes. Olave's still young. He's a awesome receiver. In essence, yes.
Gotta keep him healthy though.
Yeah. In essence, yes. I would.
Yes.
Concussions are, but to George and Glenn's point, concussions are a serious thing. And he does get a lot of concussions. He does get a lot of concussions.
He is. Yeah.
And it's not.
What about Alvin Kamara, who might be on the trade block?
I'm not getting. He would be a fifth, or he's an older player now, so he's not. There's no value. I mean, not value. There's no. I'm not giving up a top draft pick for him. I get a later draft, like a sixth condition. Like look what you saw, Minkah Fitzpatrick. Like who they got for Minkah Fitzpatrick? No, like nothing. So I would. And he to me he's still playing football as in his prime
at a high level, right?
At a high level for real. What you say, Candi?
I said I thought so too when I saw what they were getting. I was like, dang,
I was mad at Washington. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was like, why we ain't throw our name in the hat for a seventh rounder?
For a seventh?
Shoot, Minkah Fitzpatrick for a seventh rounder.
That's the safety spot that you want to fix.
Yeah, Minkah Fitzpatrick want to. Like, did I miss something?
So. Hey,
I can't make any promises, but I might be at Ohio State's pro day.
Like I said, that's dope.
Okay.
I'm like, I think I might have to go to this.
I think that'd be very interesting if you do. Yes.
I probably shouldn't have told y'all, but this is one of the great things of watching this show. Because if I'm going.
Is the reason why.
Read your clues.
I
don't go to pro days. I don't. And I have to publicly admit, yes, I don't need to go to Notre Dame.
Paul,
I don't need to go to Notre Dame. I've seen enough.
I'm way about to go to Notre Dame pro day.
I've seen enough. I definitely thought about it, but
seen enough.
But let me be clear. I could be. I just gotta look at the schedule again. But Ohio State is definitely on the list. But I realized this year at Combine how just 1 year it impacts everybody. One good year impacts everybody, right?
Oh yeah.
And I was definitely spoiled last year at the Combine. I think my only order of business the whole week was like, just make sure the Debo trade gets done. Like I didn't even care. I was at media availabilities, like walking around with one of my shawls, wearing it like a cape, doing all these shows, just walking around. It was like, oh, let Adam cook, like whatever. We can't be all right. And this year it was working overtime. Like I can't miss anything this year.
Because what he cooked last year wasn't good. So
I was like, now it's pro days. I mean, of course, if I'm local, I do the HBCUs in Maryland.
That's dope. That's dope.
But it's pro days are an aggressive schedule. So maybe we'll do a show. I mean, we'll need to do another show anyway. Once
we might be on tap all week long. Depends on how things go.
So he's not lying. Yeah, Glenn ain't lying. Glenn telling the truth, and we may be on tap. Well, I ain't gonna lie to you. My schedule's going. I mean, it's basketball playoff week for me, so I'm about
to. Wrestling ended right now. I'm in my.
You good now? Okay, you good, Glenn? Oh, you good then. As long as you good, Glenn.
I'll be in Pittsburgh for the A10 starting Wednesday.
Oh yeah, that's what's up. Yeah,
the girls
March
A10
Madness,
just finished up. Yeah, the girls A10 just finished up here in Richmond. So
we got
So we'll keep it up to Candi. We'll make sure. We'll
I'm
make sure somebody
here all week.
Yes.
Whatever you guys need, because it'll be definitely stuff to talk about. Another name that we haven't talked about in terms of re-signing is Jacob Martin. I do think he should deserve to.
Yeah, we talked about. Yeah. He's so he's. I'm
They
gonna
already
ask you
had
that. He's not. He hasn't been. I've been to ask you. So he hasn't been signed, right?
Nope.
No.
Well, I thought they already had. I'm sorry. Shoot.
He came on a lot last year.
Yeah.
Jacob Martin came on a lot late last year.
Yeah, I was hoping
He one of those names that you started to call a lot when he played. So yes, but yo, let's get out of here, man. Appreciate each and every one of y'all.
Appreciate you.
Can I do a quick shameless self promotion before we go?
Go ahead, George.
Because I was late tonight, and I was late as well, but I was late tonight because I was recording
The shade is
my
real.
basketball podcast because it's A10 tournament week.
Yeah.
So Monday we had one of the preeminent bracketologists in the whole country talking about the A10 and VCU's bracketology for Rams Rewind, and then tonight for Wednesday we're previewing the entire tournament from the pillow fight to how it's going to end up at the end on Rams Rewind. It's going to come out Wednesday morning, hopefully while I'm in the air heading for Pittsburgh. So if you're interested in VCU basketball or even the Atlantic 10, give that a look as we get ready for the Atlantic 10 tournament this week. That's what I was doing tonight before I got on here.
Awesome, man. Awesome.
Awesome. Hey, Phil, the next podcast will be, man, anytime big news come out, we will do a podcast. So that means it'll come out.
And make sure I want to say this. Make sure y'all do pull up for George's podcast. It's great. If you like VCU
Appreciate
basketball,
that.
George is very insightful. George does good, like also on VCU games. If you just follow him on IG, he has like a nice little, sometimes at halftime or whatnot, we'll give you a little update on what's going on with the VCU game and whatnot. So yeah, make sure y'all pull up, man. Support George, man.
I'm definitely pull up.
Thank you, Candi. Yes,
for sure.
You know, I always got an interest in VCU, man. My boy Brandon Jennings. It seems like I got kids playing in college all over the place too.
Love that kid so much. Love that kid.
Hey man, it's been good to see good athletes, man. Good athletes that you coach doing well. Hey, make sure y'all hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification. Make sure we're on our way to 1,000. We're getting close.
Yeah, definitely.
Please make sure you hit that good content. The chat has been jumping all night long. Thank you guys for being in the chat. And Paul, if we need a volunteer, man, you know we always send you the link, brother.
Definitely.
If we need a spare tire, we got you.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? Facts, man. Appreciate each and every one of y'all. Candi, let everybody know who may be new, where they can find you and find your content, your information.
Yeah, this is always dope. It's always a lot of fun, especially when we don't know what's really going on. Like we try to know, you know what I mean? We just kind of guess, sometimes you don't want to say. So it's kind of like, I don't know. Like I said earlier, excuse me, it's supposed to be a family show, and I kind of
Oh, you good, man? I've slipped up. I've been slipped up.
A question that
I've been slipped up.
I really don't.
I slip all the time sometimes, man. You're good.
But you all can follow me on at CWall SE on X. Make sure you're subscribed to Bowie TV on YouTube. If you're in Prince George's County, Maryland, you can find us on television. If you haven't cut your cable, Comcast channels 190 and 1097. You can follow Bowie TV or Bowie TV Sports across all platforms. You can find me, like in the words of Coach Prime, I'm not hard to find. I ain't hard to find. So Candi Waller or CEO CWall, just wherever you all can find me for sure.
Bowie TV Sports has been killing the entire offseason, Ravens and Commanders. That needs to be said.
Thank you. The Ravens, they down bad a little bit today, but all right.
Yeah.
Man, they ain't do nothing, but they ain't need to after getting Max Crosby. They can chill.
They don't
gotta sign nobody. They good.
They really can get you to play with us. Go, we need to be the center. We protect Lamar.
Yeah, we good. Like, I'm good.
Hey, Wole, take us home, man.
Hey man, appreciate everybody for pulling up, man. I don't gotta give y'all no vicious sign off because you guys already know y'all dope. Y'all in the chat dope. People here on this show is dope. Everybody here keeps putting up great work. So you already know what time it is. Anyway, you've been listening to the pod, All Burgundy and Gold Errything for ages. Yeah, I dig. Deuces, we are out. Peace.